Yo, what is up guys, welcome to new video. This is the 5th video of my YouTube series on how to make progressive house, and today we're gonna see how to add percussions, how to add effects to the breakdown to make it sound more interesting and to make it sound full. So don't wait more and let's go to it. Before we start the tutorial, I want to say that I made some groups, okay? For example, the percussions, the leads with all its automations, so everything is clear. Sub also. I rendered all the pads and all the plugs on these two waveforms, alright? And I created the groups because this way I use less VSTs and I save more CPU. And I did the same with the effects. Okay, so in progressive house I like to start almost all the breakdowns or with claps or with rides. So for example, on this one I decided to start with the rides, and what I did is reverse one just to give this feeling. Really simple on the mixer, just a bit of delay. It creates the effect that another ride sounding in between of two rides, okay? So it covers more space. Then just a short reverb. And a simple EQ where I just cut the lows and a bit of the highs. I reduce here to leave a space for the claps, and here was a resonance, so I reduce it here. So I knew I wanted the rides to be in the entire breakdown, okay, but if it was just the rides it would be so boring, so I decided to put some claps here. So I found these claps. I did the same with the reverse thing, okay, but these claps needed a bit of highs, okay, and it wasn't enough if I just boosted with the EQ, so I found these ones that has a lot more high end, okay, and also the same thing with the reverse. So if we play both together, on the mixer, the first clap, as it has more mix than the other one, I reduced a bit here on the highs, alright, and I boosted on the high one on the same area, so I create the space. And on the high one I reduced a bit here because they didn't sound that good on this section, and I also leave a space for the mid clap, alright. And on both I reduced a bit on the low end because I didn't need it. And both claps goes to the bus where I just have a reverb, the same one as the right, but with less mix, so it's a bit more on the front. And a simple gear where I just pushed a bit on the mix and I reduced this area because I didn't like it. Claps on the right goes to just this bus where I have a limiter to cut the peaks, a little exciter where I just give a bit more on the highs, okay, a bit of energy, and the frequency balance because I wanted to decrease the volume of both things on the build up, and then before the drop in this part I reduce everything, so I don't have reverb or anything. But this wasn't enough. I always like to add things, okay? Here I don't have anything, here I have the rides, here I have the claps, so here I need something. It is the same kick as in the drop, but what I did is just filter it and have the lows and the mids. Really simple. Just what I did is I used a high cut. Alright, so I don't have all these highs and mids, I just have the mid lows. I boosted here on the frequency of the kick and the frequency of the key of the track, so you can hear more on the mix. Alright, so in the breakdown, what I also decided to do is to start adding the snares, because here in the build up I will have all the snares, alright, going on, but I wanted to start putting the snares from here, and to do that I just put the low pass on the snares. Alright, so first we have the snare, it covers the attack of the snare, and then we have this one that covers the high frequencies, so both together. Really simple EQs where I boost here and I reduce here because as I boosting the snare here because of the attack, I have to reduce in this one because otherwise I will have too much energy in that area. They go to a bus where there's the reverb, the same reverb as the claps and so on. Just an EQ, a limiter to cut the peaks. Here is the low pass, where what you do is to start adding the snares, and they have a lot of resonance, because if I don't put that resonance here, you won't hear the snares. But as I get here, I don't have resonance. Alright, so now we have something new in every bar. Okay, we have rides, claps, kicks, snares, we have all these things. But I felt like I needed something else, some effects, some noises, some ambience thing. Okay, so what I did first is to add this thing here. This sounds in the drop, okay, it's a percussion of the drop, and I decided to add it here, so it's like you start hearing it, and then in the drop you hear again. And I also decided to add this snap here with a lot of reverb in reverse, so you know it's coming. But as you may know, this wasn't enough. Okay, so I decided to put this plug. Okay, it's from a pack of Magic Garrick sounds. And as it's not sounding on the beat, it gives a bit more rhythm. Okay, if I put it here, it's not the same. You know, it has more rhythm if it's here. Really simple. Just have reverb. To make it softer, and here I just created two to reduce the volume because I didn't want to use free to balance. I don't know, was lazy. Okay, so now we have percussions, we have some snaps, some plugs going on, okay, some effects, but we need something to cover a space. Okay, so I knew I wanted to have the breakdown going up all the time. As you can see on the pads, we start here and we end here. Okay, it's open all the time, so I wanted a really long rise. So every time is going up. I also decided to add this atmosphere sound. Let me boost the volume. Right, this is a crowd effect because it covers a lot of space. Has just an EQ and a pancake, so you go left and right. So if we put everything together without this, with this, and just to make the breakdown a bit more interesting, to have things going on and you have new things every time, I just decided to add this vocal reverse. Really simple, just it doesn't have EQ or anything, and this transition sweep. Right, so that's it. It's not really difficult. It's just some rides, some claps. I decided to add some kicks and the snares going fading in. Okay, some random effects here and there, some atmosphere things to cover the space. And if we play the breakdown without all these things, we have this. If we play all together, okay, it's a lot more interesting. You know, you have something, you have things going on. But as I said in the previous tutorial, if you don't have already good things with the synth, with the pads, with the plugs, with the melody, okay, you can add those effects and those percussions, but it won't sound that good. The synth will sound boring, you know. So you need to work on everything. You need to have something interesting with the pads, with the melody and so on, to make it sound like going up, going down, you know, left and right. Work on these things, and you also need to add interesting things with the percussions, with effects and so on. So at the end, everything makes adds a little thing to make the track sound a lot more interesting. I recommend you a lot to add something new in every bar, every 2 bars, alright? So you keep the listener interested on your track. Don't try to do a lot of crazy things, okay? Because it's not necessary. At the end, the listener is not gonna take care a lot on what the rides are doing or what the claps are doing and so on, alright? But if they don't have those things, maybe like they lose the rhythm of the track and they lose the interest on the track. So try to put things like that, but don't waste a lot of time, because there are things that are more important. On the next video I will explain how to work on the build-up, how to make it sound full, interesting, okay, how to make things going up and make it sound super huge, but then when the drop comes, don't lose that energy, alright? Because a lot of times what happens is that people create a lot of energy on the build-up, and then the drop has less energy, so it makes the drop sound really bad. So leave a like if this video helped you, subscribe if you're not subscribed so you don't miss any video, leave a comment if you have any question, leave a comment if you have any suggestion, anything you want to know, anything you want me to explain, anything you think that is gonna help me or help other people that's watching these videos. And guys, see you in the next video.